Good morning, all. Welcome to the Real Stuff podcast. I want to welcome all our listeners and viewers today in the Real Stuff podcast. So Wednesday, so we have our featured guests. I have with me my co-host Courtney and a very special guest, even more special today because she always come as a poet, but not today. She's going to discuss some different things today. Different things. We have Dr. Anita Caprice with us today. Morning and welcome, Dr. Anita.
Thank you.
Morning, Dr. Anita.
Thank you so much, Flavius. Thank you, Courtney. I'm so happy to be here as wearing another hat.
Yes. And I want to start it off by I'm looking at your you write your name, and I didn't really notice before that in front of the DR there's a REV.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay. Yes, I'm also a reverend, a metaphysical practitioner, reverend. Yeah, and I was a reverend first before I became a doctor in metaphysics.
Yes.
Yeah. So once when you finish the school, once
wonderful.
you receive your bachelor's, and I went to the University of Metaphysics in Sedona, Arizona. Once you receive your bachelor's, then you become you receive your reverend license through the university.
Okay.
And then from there, I did my master's, and then from there I did the dissertation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Didn't know that. And the next thing before you get into your thing is that the last time you were here, you mentioned a few things that were very close to my heart. A few music like Ages of Aquarius and Marvin Gaye. I think we need to have a program where we just discuss music, because we are two music persons here, ourselves.
Yeah, me too.
So Courtney, you can look about arranging something like that.
Yeah, sure, will.
Okay. So Dr. Anita, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, me too. I'm a music person too. And Marvin Gaye, I always felt that Marvin Gaye was ahead of his time. You listen to his music, that was one metaphysical brother. He was way ahead of his time.
Yeah,
As a
far
matter of
ahead.
Oh, I mean,
Far. Yes.
beyond. I mean, that brother was so ahead of the time. He influenced me so, and his connection to me with the universe, that sometimes in doing different businesses and uh, enterprises and endeavors and things like that. For me, I've done things like in one particular period of my life, and it wouldn't come to fruition until maybe years later. And I always would think of Marvin Gaye. I said, wow. I said, you that was, and I would just be teasing with myself, but I would say, see, you did that before it was time for you to do it. So I always thought of him as far as that. And then the age of Aquarius, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will bring the planet.
Jupiter,
I love that.
Yeah, that Fifth Dimension song.
Yes, Lord.
Oh yeah, me too.
Every second Monday, and it just started last month under my TAPN2U Movement LLC. Every second Monday of the month, there's a campaign that a group of us, and it's global, a group of us, it's no Zoom or anything, just at 10 o'clock your time, whenever it's your time, 10 o'clock p.m., we think on peace for 6 minutes. And the first 2 times in March and in April, how I thought of those 2 minutes, I put that age of Aquarius, and I was doing some singing and some dancing as I was doing my 6 minutes of thinking about peace. So that's how I was doing it. But yeah, I'm a mom. I'm a grandmom. I am a metaphysical religious pluralist. I love what I do. I'm an energy gal. I just from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, I just resonate and advocate that everything is energy. And once we learn how to just flow, I call it unipersonal energy, universal and personal energy. And once we learn how to connect and go with that flow, um, everything, we still have our obstacles and challenges. However, I call it looking at life through rose-colored glasses. We're able to know that we have the courage to face any obstacle or challenge that comes. And even beyond that, metaphysically, we understand that every challenge and each obstacle that comes to us is a lesson for us, because it's one of those, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I used to think, okay, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. When I first got into metaphysics, I used to think that would be a sage person, some wise person that come. Now you're enlightened and you're going to be shown the way. Well, no, since life has shown me that when the student is ready, the teacher will come. It can be an harmonious experience. It can be a harmonious experience. That teacher can be someone who may have hurt you. That teacher can be someone who brings gifts. That teacher can be a leaf on the ground that you pick it up and have an epiphany. It's whatever lesson, and whoever is involved in learning that lesson is the teacher that came. And it's a blessing when we understand that, wow, that means I'm ready, because that teacher would not have come if I were not consciously ready to move on to the next phase. So that's, I mean, I can keep on talking. I don't know what you guys want me to say, if I can answer some questions or anything like that.
Yes, well, a quick question though. Give us a perspective why metaphysics is defined by a philosophical concept, not by the scientific principles that it entails it.
Not by the what principles?
Scientific principles that is, it entails, really.
Well, let's see, metaphysics, it depends on, like, for me, I tend to look at metaphysics as a science. Metaphysics, some people look at metaphysics as a philosophy. Some people look at metaphysics as a science. Some people look at metaphysics as a religion. Metaphysics is simply, to put it simply, metaphysics is the study of cosmology, the study of ontology, and the study of epistemology. Each one, the study of cosmology, the study of how human is connected with the universe, with the cosmos, how human is connected with nature, ontology. And then it's also the philosophy of epistemology, is the study of man's limitation, origin, nature, and limitation, method in understanding how we are connected with the universe and how we are connected with nature. So metaphysics, according to Aristotle, which Aristotle received his information from Pythagoras, and Pythagoras received his information from the Egyptians. And Aristotle termed metaphysics as the first philosophy. Well, the first philosophy was according to certain historians, the first philosophy was within the first religion, which was Natarianism, because that was the study of nature. At one time, our religion was being one with nature. And that's what metaphysics simply means going beyond the physical. So it's like when there's an illness or whatever happens, it's going beyond the physical, meaning going so deep to find out what the cause is. Metaphysics is connected with the Hermetic universe, 7 universal laws. You know, you have law of attraction and those kind of things. Law of attraction is a subtitle under the 7 main Hermetic universal principles, axioms. So getting back to your question, it depends on how people look at it, because like I said, metaphysics, philosophy, a science, or religion.
Well, that's clear. But because in my mind, I'm saying that if it involves the cosmos, and you're talking about space and time, so it must be a science. And
Yeah.
in checking out other things, I realized that even mathematics started out as a philosophical theory. So, and then it becomes a science.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm saying that, and in space and time, you must have some kind of mathematical formulas to deal with space and time.
Right. Like the Fibonacci sequence, how the plants, that's metaphysics, the Fibonacci sequence, like a plant. And I grew green beans. I thought that was absolutely amazing when I learned about the Fibonacci sequence. A plant, and this is how we're to manifest. A plant, you plant a seed. That seed is going to grow a leaf. Once that leaf grow another leaf, it's going to grow another one. After that, here comes the sequence. It's going to grow two more, because it's almost like the plant is saying, well, I already grew one leaf, I grew two, so why in the world would I grow one more leaf? I'm going to grow two, then you get three, then I grow five, then I grow eight, and that's with every single plant until it gets to the maximum of how many leaves that it's going to grow. And I watched it. I did it for a year. I planted green beans and I watched them, and it was just absolutely amazing how the sequence, and they call it the golden ratio. Even with us, our body, it has the golden ratio as far as the symmetry of our arms and our torso and our legs. I don't know a lot about that, because that's the math stuff, but even Pythagoras, like with numerology, Pythagoras said that everything is numbers. Everything is numbers, the energy within the numbers. Like music is the audio of mathematics. So yeah, so it's science. Thermodynamics, thermodynamics is that's like a physics like term where energy cannot be created or destroyed, but you can change it. That's thermodynamics, the heat with energy. So yeah. And then even like the religion, some people say the spiritual part of it, uh, interpreting different holy writings like the Bible, the Quran, the Avesta, the sutras, and those the books, even inside there, where there's a spiritual component in metaphysics, because even Chinese metaphysical Chinese, metaphysical Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, because Judaism, that's with the tree of life. You know what I mean? And that has the numbers, the tree of life, the numbers. You have, like I said, the Hermetic universal laws. You have the 7 of them, the oneness, the gender, the correspondence, and all of that. Those are numbers. That's numbers. That's number. I love it. I mean, I find this whole thing. I find it fascinating with, as far as like with the energy, and it's really had me think of God, if you will, in a totally different way. Because even growing up, I used to think the word God, God, and when I was a child, I used to say how limiting that we would give something so powerful 3 letters. And that never made sense to me. Even as a little girl in elementary, growing up, it just didn't make sense. And I always felt that. I said, how, it seems like this whatever, because I never adopted the he, she kind of thing, like a person. I just didn't understand that at all. But even then I would think, I said, how we limit this power, put it in a box and define it so that we can explain it. And as I become more and more of a mature woman, it's like, why do we have to explain it? Why did we ever have to explain it? Because we limited, and limiting that, we limited ourselves. Like, uh-oh.
So, like, tell me something though, Dr. Anita. Like in religion, people, the religious people, and like Christian people, may have a view of people who believe in the metaphysical approach as a heretic, you know. So, you know, and yet still in the Bible, there are so many things that that can be explained metaphysically, you know.
Absolutely.
And there's like a practice, or like I think of Norman Vincent Peale, you know, and his writings, and most people realize that all these writings that he did was taken from the Bible, and it's so inspiring, so motivational.
Yeah.
So, you know, give us an explanation or a little perspective on that.
Well, you know, for me, and I understand what you're saying, because for me, for years, I held what I believed because I feared being rejected. I feared being judged. I feared, because growing up, I remember people like Ike. What was his name? Reverend Ike.
Yes.
That was one metaphysical brother. Well, but people talked about him like nobody's business. You know, people would say, "Oh, they think they're gods. They think they're gods." You know, how that's blasphemous. How dare you? But yet, in the Bible, Yeshua says, "Seek." You know, before you do anything, seek the kingdom. And then he says, "We're to seek the kingdom inside of ourselves." The very beginning of the book says we are created in the image and the likeness. You know, for years I felt again afraid to say, hey, you know what, why aren't we divine like we're human? Why aren't we, if we're created in the image, why are we so imperfect and sinners and born a sinner and not worthy? Why are we like that if that's how we were born? So that way of thinking, I think, I mean, even in the Bible, it speaks of reincarnation. What it used to, what did it say, John the Baptist, what they thought he was Elijah, come back. What is that? That's reincarnate. King David said the very numbers on your head are, the very hair on your head are numbered. That's numerology. When the Zoroastrian wise men went to go follow the North Star, they were astrologers. So it's all through all of the divine writings. You know what I mean? Not just the Holy Bible, but like I said, and I've not studied all of them so, you know, so deeply, but I've studied them enough to realize that each of the holy works, the holy writings, have that type of have the same type of essence regarding God. You know what I mean? Now I do as far as like the Holy Bible and different books, for me, I've just always been one. I mean, I embrace some of it, some of it I don't. I mean, you know, some of it just doesn't flow with me, because for me it doesn't make sense. But I think that heretic kind of stuff, that you know, if a person, you know, with metaphysics, they call it new age way of thinking, when new age metaphysics is nothing, is no more new age than I am. Metaphysics, that's the first philosophy. you know, like I said, going back to in religion, Natarianism, according to Dr. Ashby in the Path to Enlightenment, when he says that's the oldest religion, and what they're talking about metaphysics, being one with nature, because that's all that is. And with the thinking, the not all, but some, maybe some of the Christian thinking that, okay, if you think that you are God, to say that you are divine is not saying that you are God. That's not saying that at all. That's saying that you have an essence of that within you. That's just like saying I'm human. I'm not a total human. You know what I mean? We're animals of the highest degree. So we're not all just one thing.
No, but the question can be asked, if you're made in the image and the likeness of God, and the word declares that God is a spirit,
Right.
that means there must be a spiritual nature within man.
Yeah, that energy.
So now, because when you examine the creation, then he said, until he blew the breath of life into man, he became a living being or a living soul. So, you can argue that the man was created and he was there, but he could move. So it's that impartation of God's spirit that went into him that gave him the ability to move. Or to walk, or to do the things that he does.
Right. See, absolutely, I so agree with that. I mean, for me, and this might sound far-fetched or whatever, but for me, when I read like the Bible or something, I try to look at it symbolically, because I know there's some things that are literal in Holy Scriptures. I also know that some things are symbolic. So for me, when Adam and Eve went to go put on clothes, to me, they started donning the skin. This is the clothes, the cloth they put on, because before then it was pure energy. Like you said, the spirit, the ruha, as in Hebrew, the ruha, the wind, the prana, the breath of life was formed. And then after the breath of life is formed, here comes the material shell, the donning of the glove. So I believe we're pure spirit. I mean, we're pure energy. We're and like Pierre Del Terhard, I forget, and they see others wrote it too. But he says we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're spiritual beings first before we're human. But because of environment or whatever, ways of teaching and which is okay, we began to and I say we began to create an imbalance within us, because in the universe, there's no such thing as time and place. It's blink of an eye. That's why kids grow up so fast, and things sometimes we can't even remember, like, wow, that was 10 years ago. It seemed like yesterday, because in actuality it was, because there's no such thing as time and space. But when we're when we're thinking of all of those things, if everything is instantaneous. So for me, yeah, we came here, for me, that I believe, to remember the lessons that we are met with, the blessings, the opportunity to grow, is to bring us back to that realization that we are pure spirit, we are energy. We this is how we're to get back to that energy. But we learned that we learned more about our limitations and our frailties, that balance. That's what I was saying. The universe is a balance. Everything is in divine love, proportion, time, and order. And within us, within our energy system, we've kind of pushed back that divinity back there. Either we talk about the soul, the spirit, because the soul is connected more to the personality, I believe. That's why it's the soul that needs healing, because it's the soul that's connected with our ego, which is a beautiful thing. People say, you know, get rid of ego. No, 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 no. It has its purpose. It just, we need to learn how to manifest it, and how to really live the way, you know, to work it or maneuver, whatever. But it's actually going on when we begin to bring up that there is perfection within our imperfection, when we begin to bring up that we are human and divine, we'll begin to connect our personality and some people say higher self with our lower self, and then at one point it's going to parallel, and then once it gets to that, then we're going to consciously become one, because we're already one with the universe. We're already one with the creator, one with each other. I just think I think consciously we have to grow more in tune with that, because we've kind of diminished, like our a lot of us, you know, some of us, we don't trust our intuition, we don't trust our instinct, because we've learned how that it's not what's on the inside that is valid, it's what's on the outside that is valid. We give power to the external and not too much power to our inner, where the power present, you know, God is everywhere, but the power, presence, and love that's within us, we don't give that too much value or trust, because the animals of the lowest degree, they don't have to spend money to learn how to reconnect with their instinct. The animals of the lowest degree in the plants, they don't have to spend money to learn how to get back with their intuition. But we as humans, some people spending thousands of dollars to try to get back what we already have, because we've created that imbalance.
Yes. Another quick question though. Why is identity and change, you know, fundamental metaphysical concerns?
Say what now?
Now, so why is identity and change being fundamental metaphysical concerns?
Identity and change?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. Well, identity and change. Well, change, because nothing stays constant. So in order to live a somewhat balanced or happy life, we all have to be willing to change, because everything, that's the universal law of vibration and rhythm and everything. Nothing stays constant. Everything is always changing. Identity, because what's in the vibration of your name is very important. It's not the lettering of the name, but it is the vibration. I was just, you know, so my identity now, and it depends on what you mean by identity, because I don't look at identity being that, okay, my identity is that I'm a mom, or that I'm a spoken word artist, poet, aspiring musician, metaphysical, religious pluralist. That identity is external. That identity is what we were learned. Identity, as far as that vibration, the vibration of it. You know, I was just thinking about that today, like, you know, the metaphysics. Who am I? Where am I going? Where have I been? And I was thinking that I thought some time ago, I was thinking, okay, who am I? I am the present ancestor that was before. Who am I going to be? I am the future ancestor. We are always evolving. So, but our identity, that is the $1 million question. I think just like love, our identity, if I can sit up here and explain or share with you what love is and what identity is true, I don't really know what it is, because what it is, I've contained it into a box. Some things are not explainable. And if once we do explain them, we've conditioned them. We've humanly consciously conditioned them. That's like God, universe, Yahweh, Allah, all of those. We put names on that, the all or whatever. I am that I am. So the identity, is more than it's more than what you can explain. The identity is I am that I am. I am that happiness. I am that peace. I am that love. I am that bitterness. I am that hatred. I am that selfish. I am that I am. So the identity is whatever that which is whatever is now, which can be unidentifiable. If that makes sense. I mean,
I see where you're going, and as you have mentioned and speaking about vibration, I was just thinking about music and frequencies, the different frequencies of music and how it's applicable to different types of healing. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I know you're into music, so you must been into the binaural beats and solfeggio music and all of that.
Yes, Lord. Yes, I love the binaural beats and I more, and this is even in my book where some of the solfeggio, the solfeggio music, that is reportedly that is the tone, the 6-tone scale that Pythagoras used to heal patients. Back in the day, and how it became solfeggio was a monk. I forget when. So forgive me. I don't know the exact time, but it was a Benedictine monk that fell upon this music of these different hertz, because I understand I've seen a whole bunch of them, but what I did as far as really digging. From what I understand, there's 6 tones, just 6. Now I've seen a whole bunch of them, like 777, this, kind of thing. But that's just like numerology. I've seen all kind of numbers that I say, well, no, that's maybe like newer stuff that's add-on. But yeah, from what I understand, he found this some kind of when looking at a scroll. I don't know if it's in Alexandria where they keep the Dead Sea Scrolls or whatever. I don't know. But he came across that music, and that's how it became solfeggio music. But back then, yes, a 6-tone scale, because now, music is what, 8-tone? And as a matter of fact, they said, our music today, because it was converted and changed from 6 to 7 or 6 to 8, that's what took the magic out. So it's the magic, if you will, for lack of a better word, the magic is in the 6th tone. And I love solfeggio music. I just love it. I was playing in my bedroom right now. Because I'll just put it on. Put it on, because like you said, Courtney, the vibration. Because I know that music is floating. I know the energy is floating all over in my apartment. So it's been on since 4 o'clock this morning. Because I find them like for 8 hours and that kind of thing. It's just on.
Oh, but I noticed that we have not spoken about your own universe.
Yes, that's my thank you so much for asking. I don't want to step forward or presume anything or assume anything. Yeah, that's my book that I started in 2015. I started getting information, and it's an introduction, and it's about sharing our 7 chakras. Because there are 7 major chakras, and there's 7 major chakras reportedly, 21 minor and 122 secondary. But within the 7 major, and I say these other chakras, stellar gateway, the Hara, the Alta major, seat of the soul, and the earth star, I say those are in between the major and the minor, because they haven't really been placed as a major. Well, anyway, the book describes the chakra in its Sanskrit note name, where it's located, and the energy that it involves. And it also discusses also about the 10 bodies, which is ancient tantric wisdom, because there are 10 bodies. These are 10 human capacities that God-given capacities that we can use to advance to getting past that, as Gary Zukav in The Seat of the Soul said, getting past that 5 sensory personality, where we get into the deeper metaphysical, that the power of that. So the book, it describes the physio-psychological aspects, the connection and association. As a Reiki master, I've and these are just things that came to me from meditation, because I've learned to trust when I receive, during that period of time, where I've attached Reiki symbols to each of the chakra and the body system. So inside the book, it contains the 10 body systems, the 7 major chakras, and then it also has like people pressure. It shares, like, if you like I said, people are our mirror. So it's one of, and our body, our soul speaks to us through our body. So it's like, if you have like low back pain, if it's not a physical disorder or dis-ease, because everything is either 80, and this is science, medical or science, whatever, 80% emotional, 20% physical. 80% emotional, that's soulful. So there are different places. I share in the book how different places in your body can share with us what parts of our energy may just be need some strengthening and may need some work on and some healing. And I try not to make, excuse me if you see all these lights on my glasses. I'm trying not to do that. But I try to explain too, and how when we come across these things, it's really not a big deal, because sometimes we can make so much of a big deal. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. And no, it just means we just want to do a little bit of work. That's all. So for instance, when I had diabetes in 2019, my doctor had shared after my physical one day, and she said, okay, well, Anita, got the blood work back, everything's fine. However, you hit the mark, you're diabetic. So of course I cried and all that kind of stuff, but even she said, you know what to do. You know what to do. So after I was on my way to go do a presentation in Arizona, matter of fact, University of Metaphysics, I was one of the speakers for the graduation ceremony. So I did all that, but when I got back, what I did, I said, okay, let me break out. It's called Louise Hay. I said, let me go soulful. I understand type 2. That means that my liver is rejecting that pancreas, that insulin. So I understand that. So I did, of course, I'm going to do the external research, but also did that internal research. And what I found, and it hit me like a ton of bricks when it came to me that what I've been doing basically all my life, what I've been doing, I'm a giver. I'll give you love like nobody's business, but I didn't receive it. I rejected love. That's exactly what the liver does. It rejected the insulin. So what I started doing is saying, okay, how, and going back and saying, okay, going back to that little girl, going back and saying, okay, let me swallow this pill here, because it's a bitter pill. No, it's not that easy, because you come across sometimes you don't like yourself and say, oh Lord, all this stuff I done did, yada, 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 go through all those changes. That's the unfoldment there. That's the unfoldment time. But then you get to that point where you cross it. And what I started doing is not visualizing. I started visioning. When I would do exercise, I would see how the insulin leave the pancreas, and they're two little things, whatever, could be balls, whatever, walking hand in hand, say, hey, come on, let's go to liver and go have a chat. And I see liver opening up the door saying, come on in, let's chew the fat, kind of thing. And I started looking at myself, looking in the mirror, saying, what is it? Why did you reject love? Because I didn't feel I was worthy. Because there's so much stuff that I did, that I feel that I did did, which we all have done in the past, that I didn't feel that I was deserving or worthy of this love. Plus, I didn't want nobody to get to know me. I said, ooh, because once somebody gets to know me, they're not gonna like me because I've done because of things I've done in the past. I had to get over that. I had to get over that. And once I got over there and said, you're beautiful. Yes, you've done some things. Who ain't done stuff? You know what I mean? You've done it. That back in the day, that you were lost. You were just a lost little girl. You know, you did what you did. Some things you did intentionally. I mean, you know, yeah, the truth is the truth. However, I got past that. I reached the point. So as I reached that point, I'm saying all that to say when I did the work, when I did the external physical work, as well as the intrinsic soulful work to heal my soul into knowing that I am worthy, into knowing that yes, there's perfection within me. When I went back 6 months later to take my blood work, my doctor said, you are no longer diabetic. That's going metaphysical.
Wow. Wow. Yes, so let our listeners and viewers know where they can get your book and, you know, and what is your angles, your social media
Sure, thank
angles
you.
and all of that.
Thank you. And I just put out, because I'm going to be doing a workshop too. So the workshop is going to be on you. So we're going to be doing a workshop. Yeah, you can reach me at, well, you can always call me at 313-605-8220. You can purchase the book from Amazon.com. You just have to type in your own universe. It pops right up. You can get the paperback, or it's also available in ebooks. I'm happy to say that. So it's available in ebook. Let's see, I have I'm a Facebook person more than anything. I'm a Facebook. So if you you can type in Dr. Anita /Caprice. I'm looking at it right up at the top. I'll come right on. Please friend me, because I like the friendship kind of thing. And again, yeah, I'm still one of them kind of old fashioned, old school, OLE, not OLD, one of those old school kind of.
I got you.
I just thank you so much. I hope I didn't talk too much.
No, because there's still one thing that I want to ask you about, because I saw it on your Facebook page. It's all G100 oneness and wisdom.
Yes, I am blessed. I am so blessed and honored to be within the oneness and wisdom sister circle, and there's also a brother because we have Denim Club, but it's founded by the beautiful Dr. Harbina Rai. She's from India. She founded All Ladies League in 2011, and from there she did several, like All Ladies League, Women Economic Forum, Women India Chamber of Commerce Industry, She Economy. Then she came up with the G100 last year, and she invited me to be the global chair. So I am the global chair of the Oneness and Wisdom Circle. We have 4 gentlemen with us, because now we can add men to our sector, and just long it's one of those long advocate for the he for she campaign or champion thing. And then within our Oneness and Wisdom, we have, I think, 32 country chairs. 32 country chairs. So within Oneness and Wisdom, I know we have at least 100 sisters and brothers, and that's an honor. It's just a blessing and an honor to be associated and to be a family of the G100 All Ladies League. Thank you for asking about that, Courtney.
Okay, yes, and so we're closing our show, and so Flavor, are you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Okay,
I would just
like to sum up and
ask
the closing.
Dr. Anita to close with a poem for us.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, let me see. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. I just pulled up. I didn't want to do that one. All right, hold on. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to do love, living in one vibrational energy. because I don't think I did that before. Okay. Om Mani Padme Love is pure energy expressed in quality. The reality is we all need to receive and show love. In the realm of our heart, soul, mind, and spirit, there's a vastness of dynamics in it. Dreams are what life is made of, and it all begins with love. Living in one vibrational energy. Om Mani Padme Like attracts like and opposites attract. A typical of the purity within, duality can give the illusion of reigning supreme. To recognize the light in me is to understand that you too are light. You are divine, pure innocence, and sage wisdom sublime. The reality that love is pain is not a reality interwoven into sacredness of our heart, only in the egocentrics in our head. The essence of love, that which truly cannot be defined, is unseen to the eye and is only felt by the heart. Living in one vibrational energy. Mani Padme The agape is ever held and the boon is everlasting. It's the first fulfillment, philia, trust and honoring. This is the part of us within the heart of us, living in one vibrational energy. Mani Padme Bringing out that little one, the princess, the prince in us. Ludus we play, sage wisdom and pure innocence. He, she is so ageless. Have not cares of this world. Entwined in the thread of an awareness of prana, a deep learning over time, building faith in what we believe, yes, a oneness of what is mine is also yours and yours is mine. That belief, is it magical or vibrational, bringing to you the opposite nature of you or flowing toward the essence of the true of you, living in one vibrational energy? Mani Padme And then there's eros, pleasure and treasures, the erotica yearning, the passion burning inside, erupting as Mount Vesuvius, as deep as the Colca Valley, as tall as Mauna Kea, as wide as the Amazon River, and as distant as Pluto. Our femininity merging with our sexuality, and his sexuality merging with sensuality, living in one vibrational energy. Mani Padme The higher self, the connected one, the main law of love, philosophia that is. Before we can love anyone, we must first experience inside. The law of philosophia reside in the core of our being, love for self, the melody, merging with the harmony of living in one vibrational energy. Mani Padme Mani Padme Mani Padme
Wow. Wow.
Yep, that's a wonderful closing.
Wow.
And Dr. Anita, thank you very much for coming and giving us a different perspective to life, because most of us live in one dimension. And you have opened up a new in quotation marks dimension to who we are and what we are. Because most people, I mean, life is so difficult for a lot of people that they don't even think about anything like that. It's about surviving the physical and not looking on anywhere else, you know. So this has been a great presentation, and I think we'll have to ask you to do it again, you know, expand some more, but people need to understand these things so they can probably even help themselves. And I am pretty sure that the stress, you know, that will get rid of the stress if we can move ourselves to that level that you are at, you know. And you must come and speak to us more about the non-communication disease that, you know, that you beat. We all need to beat it, you know. In Jamaica, I think Jamaica is somewhere around 18 to 20% of the population is diabetic. And, you know, we don't know what to do. The medical people, well, I don't know. They say some of them don't want, because big pharma is so powerful, you know. We're not looking how to get rid of it. So that's a very, very interesting topic that we can look at the next time.
You know,
so as we leave today, I'll ask Queen Lubafu. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say there's a sister in our Oneness and Wisdom. She specializes in like diabetes. I think you guys might want to have her on the show. I think she can offer a great deal of information.
Please invite her. Please invite her on our behalf. Yes, please invite her.
I will. I'll give Courtney. I'll give you her name and give your names to her to let her know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think she could be really helpful.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
Yeah, well, surely appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Jamaica and the Caribbean,
you guys, you make me feel so special. Thank you.
You are very special.
Thank you.
There's no doubt about it.
No. Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So Courtney, what I'll do is I'll email you because I have your email address. So I'm gonna reach out to her to share with her that I spoke, and see. I'm sure she'd love to be on the show. I'm sure of that. And then I'll switch you guys' names and stuff.
And thank you, the whole Google model.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You lead us to full. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebobu seru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me do what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out of sight. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I will.